Thomas Reck, Mr. Reck, could you turn on your microphone? Not sure who that is, but
yeah, I think that might be my neighbor.
Okay. Then we're waiting on one more commission member or board member to have a quorum. We need 4. We've got 3 right now.
Sounds good.
Roy, I do have the oath statement here, so when we get to the point in your introduction where we do the oath, I can read that if you'd like me to. So,
okay, because I don't have that paper here.
okay. So I'll read the oath when we get to that point in your introduction.
Very good. Hey, Brian, why do you guys use GoToMeeting instead of Zoom? Because I don't see any way of putting a backdrop behind us. You know, like I like to be out in space when I'm on a Zoom call.
I don't know. We use GoToMeeting on everything here at the city for some reason.
Low bed.
There we go.
Set up?
I had to turn the mic back on.
Oh.
You're on.
I tried to call Mr. Davies. There's no answer right now, so hopefully you'll jump in here pretty soon.
Well, maybe some of us can vote twice, like happened in the last election. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm not going there.
Did you get a hold of him?
Try it again.
We're attempting to get a hold of him, so. And we don't want to bump you all to January. I know you all don't want that.
No.
We have to have 4 people for a quorum.
Yeah, I'm today. This is a tour for the city. It's about 6:35. On Thursday, didn't know where you were. We were waiting for you to get into the meeting. We sent you that information. Just checking on you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, Mitch and Rick, we don't have Mr. Davies show up here. Our next regular meeting is January 21st, but we don't have any cases for that meeting. Do you think we could move the meeting up to January 7th? We don't have to re-advertise it if we continue it to a certain date and time. If we continue this meeting to January 7th, which is the first Thursday of January, that would save them a couple of weeks. Instead of, because I tried to reach Mr. Davies and I can't reach him. What do you think about?
On this?
What was that?
Are you asking my opinion on this?
Yeah, thoughts on that from, since we don't have any cases that we have to advertise for January 21st, we move the meeting up a couple weeks to help these applicants out. But
I
we're
don't know what the city
continuing.
calendar looks like. Do you have access
Well,
to that?
if we're doing this, it doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about a room or anything
I suppose that's true.
unless you have something on that night.
Nothing comes to mind.
This is Conrad. I'm just a Trace neighbor to the south. I don't have anything to say, so I'm not entity on this. I'm just curious.
What was that? I'm sorry. You're breaking up. We can't hear you. Mr. Brown, Mr. Crossley, Mr. Lehman, do you think that you can make that January 7th meeting if we did that?
I don't think there's any problem there, Jack Lehman.
Yeah, that works for me.
I'm good with that. Do we want to try to come back tonight in 15 minutes or something, just in case?
We can continue to wait. I mean, that doesn't hurt anything.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've got nothing but time right now, so I can do whatever.
I don't have his number. Does he do email?
No
Does
problem.
John do email?
Well,
Hey.
Yeah, it's jtdavies@atp.net. I didn't email him. I just tried to call him twice.
why don't you try the email and I don't know where he lives. I know that he used to take piano lessons from my grandmother, and she lived not too far from the Truman home. I don't know if he's anywhere around there, or somebody can go by his house and check.
Well, he lives at basically 3519 South Main, so it's not right around here. I'll try to reach him again, though.
I was gonna say, Stuart, just try to reach him again.
I've got that at 6:45 right now. Should we wait until maybe 7? And if you don't hear anything, then go ahead and continue them.
Yeah, we'll wait till 7. Mr. Monks, if I could talk to you a second. I know you had some contractors. Where are you? What are your dates right now? If worse came to worse, then we'd have to continue to the 7th of January. What kind of position does that put you in?
He's on mute.
Yeah. Mr. Monks, can you unmute yourself?
If you're on a computer, you can also chat. If you can't, if your microphone's not working.
It's on unmute as far as the host computer here has Mr. Monks unmuted. So, Mr. Monks, are you there? Mr. and Mrs. Bailey, do you have the same issue? If this were continued to the 7th, if we had to do that, is that problematic? Hello? I'm not hearing you. Is anybody hearing them?
No.
I can hear you.
Who spoke up?
Mr. Bailey.
Aaron, you can hear them?
I can't hear them.
I don't know. I can't hear you, so.
I take it that they would be okay with that.
That's what the thumbs up was? Okay.
Brian, I had another thought. Since staff pretty much agreed on all 3 of these cases, and I don't know whether we can't do anything official, but if somebody did proceed at their own risk, knowing probably it would be passed by this board if the city could go a little easy on them if there is a time issue with weather or whatever. I know that's irregular, but I just thought I'd throw it out there outside the box just in case it's a possibility.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can comment on that. So.
I didn't think you could, but I just throwing it out there. It might fall in that. It's sometimes easier to get forgiveness and permission category that we professionals never enter into, but we see it happening.
Turn off speaker.
So, okay, I got a hold of Mr. Davies. He's gonna be,
Yeah, we got Davies.
is that you, Mr. Davies, caller number 2 down there?
I think caller number 2 was the Baileys.
It is the Baileys. Hi, can you hear us now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you called in, so, okay.
So I told him that it's gonna be right here. I sent him the link again, just to make sure.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Just stand by.
So we weren't able, because of computer problems, to send out the agendas. However, the order is, of course, Bailey's case is first, and then it will be
The Ferguson Spring Road case.
the Ferguson Spring Road case, and then Craig Month's case just last. Well, if he's calling in, should we just go ahead and get started with the formal part of the meeting? This caller 3 just came up. It just disappeared. There he is.
All right,
Okay,
we're here. We're ready to go.
okay. You can get started, Roy.
Okay. Let me pull up that. The first one is Bailey.
We need to do a swearing in.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, we sent the list of people who was gonna be here. I sent you a little bit ago. And then after you call the roll, then we'll swear people in, and then we'll just go ahead and read. Did you get that?
You might have said, or it kind of cut out.
Mr. Brown, did you get that list that I had sent you about who was going to be here at the meeting?
I have a list that we have Aaron Crosley. So I'm going to take the roll. So
Okay.
we don't need to do the welcome, all that kind of stuff that we normally do when we're meeting.
Yeah, just take the roll and then Brian will swear. anybody
Okay.
in, and then we can
So
go
I'm
on.
going to take roll. Aaron Crosley.
Here.
Here. Jack Lehman.
Here.
John Davies.
Here.
I'm Roy Brown, acting chairman. So the first case we have, I guess, is the.
Well,
Let me pull it
before
up.
we do the cases, we need a general swearing in of all 3 cases, people.
If you're going to do that, I don't have the.
I've got it right here. So
Okay.
I will read that, okay? Anyone in the audience who thinks that for any reason that they will speak before the board tonight, please stand. You don't have to do that. Take the oath. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth in all matters pertaining to the cases before the Board of Adjustment? Please say, I do.
I do.
I do.
Did you?
Okay. Go ahead, Roy, introduce my case.
Okay. So our first case is case number 20-999-08. Variances to the interior side yard setback in an R8 zoned district and to place an accessory garage closer to the road than the principal structure. So are you going to present, Brian, some video now?
Well, not video, but a PowerPoint.
PowerPoint, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. There is this one. There we go. So this is case 20-999-08 for an accessory building on Truman Road, applicant Rachel and Gabriel Bailey. Two variances, one for the interior side setback and the having an accessory in front of the principal structure. The applicants request these variances from the UDO to construct an accessory garage to an existing driveway in front of the home, 75 feet back from the roadway and 25 feet from the northern interior lot line. The existing lot's topographic layout limits the placement of the building, but simply they needed grading and tree removal to place the building behind the home, the required distance that the code requires, and that would be impractical. So in short, again, there are two variances requested. One to permit the accessory building to be constructed closer to the roadway than the house, and one to encroach the proposed building 2 feet into the required 35-foot side yard setback. And I'll go through the thing here. So this is the general neighborhood here. Like I said, this is an ag zone area. This is one of the main reasons why they need one of the variances, because in an ag district, you have to have a 30-foot side yard. And of course, anything under 5 acres, you can't have the accessory building in front of the house. So as you can see, this is an area of rural estate-sized residences rather than farms. So the use doesn't conform real well to the requirements that an RA district would require. So this is looking west. I believe this is the applicant's property. And then this is looking south down Truman Road. That you go around the curve and you'll be at 7 Highway. And this shows that area a little bit better where the garage would be. This, I believe, is across the street.
That's standing in our yard from the road, looking at an empty side of our yard.
Okay.
There's no street in between us.
It's right at our driveway.
Okay. Yeah, that's a neighbor, adjacent neighbor then. Okay. And this is what's across the street where the fence is. Okay. So that completes my presentation. I'm ready to take any questions you may have. So,
Were there any calls from on this?
There were
case?
no calls, and as you can see, staff indicates that they met all 6 of the criteria as well.
Obviously, there's no one to speak in favor, I assume, and
Well, there's the applicants here.
okay, so would you guys like to present your case? Would you just explain why you wanted to do this?
Sure. We have a primary reason in that we have 4 kids that will become drivers eventually. And so we would like to have more spots for parking vehicles securely. And our garage currently does not allow more vehicles. So we'd like a outdoor building for primary use of storing vehicles. We've looked at a variety of contractors who gave us ideas for extending the house, or if we were to put something in the backyard, but none of it was financially responsible or made sense for the use of the lot. And because we have this 120-foot long side yard that's never used, it has 1 tree on it, there's just nothing used over there. We thought logically that being the flattest part of the yard would be where we could put that space for the garage building.
It's the smallest impact footprint, if you will. Anything else would require us to move a great deal of dirt, possibly changing the layout behind us. It's not really conducive, besides the fact that we're also a septic system, which only allows us to use about 1/3 of the backyard would be even eligible for a building like this. Simplicity, and we could take any prayers considering that we have 4 children.
Could you identify yourself, both of you?
I did not copy that.
Could you identify yourselves, please?
Yeah, I'm Gabe Bailey, and this is my wife, Rachel.
Are there any other questions of the applicant?
I have none.
I have none either.
Anybody else? Okay, then let's close the public meeting and we'll just consult with one another. This is my neighborhood and I'm very familiar with this. I'm sorry?
Mr. Chairman, or acting chairman, did you ask to take testimony from anybody who's against the case?
Okay. Is there anybody, first of all, that wants to speak in favor of this that might be on this go-to-meeting event? Okay, is there anybody that wants to speak who is not in favor of this variance? Okay, so let's close the public hearing then. I'm familiar with this. This is my neighborhood. I'm very familiar with it. I realize how steep that is. It drops off very severely. And I think this is a reasonable request. I don't see any problems myself. Do you guys have any comments? Anyone else? Aaron, do you have any comments on this? Or
I don't. I think it makes sense that because of the terrain in the back and because it's so steep that it would make it difficult to be an extra burden to build it in the back, it seems like.
And I know we've approved other similar variances. Remember the one over on, I think it was Strode Road, Brian, a few years ago. So any more discussion? Anybody want to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I recommend that we approve case number 20-999-08 as presented.
Do I have a second?
Zarin, I second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, so I'll call the roll. And just say yes or no. Aaron Crosley?
Yeah.
Jack Lehman?
I vote yes.
John Davies?
Yes.
And I too, Roy Brown, I vote yes. So this case, gotta find my computer has been passed. Brian, do I have to list the case? Oh, here it is.
If you could.
20-999 no, that's not it. That's the next one.
08.
Yes, this is a request by Matt Schlisch on behalf of the property owner. They seek a couple of variances to the lot width requirement and the lot width ratio. This
I'm sorry.
property-
There's a lot of feedback, and I can't hear you. I think it got.
Okay. This is a request from Matt Schlisch for some property there on North Ferguson Spring Road. It concerns lot frontage, minimum lot frontage requirement is not met, and then there's an issue with the lot depth to width ratio. As you can see from the vicinity map, this is property that is just south of the railroad tracks, or kind of southwest of the railroad tracks, and then further south on Ferguson Spring Road. The property that's really the issue is the one that adjoins the railroad on the east side and the Jackson County Trace Park on the west side. It does not have any road frontage at this time. The applicant seeks to change the lot line slightly to provide road frontage for the northern parcel. We'll just go through the slides here. This area out on Ferguson Spring Road, as you can imagine, is pretty much all rural farmland, much of it. And this is where it is. Again, Ferguson Spring Road comes down from 24 Highway here. And the railroad runs diagonally right across the property, the southern lot's northeast corner. This is an aerial photo of the site. Again, you see the railroad tracks running on a diagonal. Ferguson Spring Road comes south from 24 Highway. You've got the applicant's northern, what we're calling the northern lot, which is actually a combination of 2 or 3 lots that are north of the south lot, which is basically right across the street, which has all the frontage onto Ferguson Spring Road. And we'll go on down here. We are not able to put the copy of the plat in this PowerPoint, so the public really can't see this, but the Board of Adjustment members did get a copy of the drawing. Okay, here's the first photo. We're looking south, we're looking north along Ferguson Spring Road. The southern property, I'm calling it, is to the left. As you can see, it's all farmland. Some more pictures of the southern lot. It's really flat there. The Jackson County Trace Park is off in the distance on the other side of those trees. Here's another photo of more of the property of the south lot. Again, there's actually somebody out there with a tractor when I was there. And this is the area that is the north lot. As it goes off to the northwest from here, for whatever reason, that property is has no, I don't know if it had been farmed in the past, but it didn't seem to be farmed right now. Kind of goes off to the northeast. The applicant wants to shave off a triangle with 80 feet of frontage onto Ferguson Spring Road and add it to that parcel that goes off to the northeast there. Okay, from what I can tell, where this real estate sign is probably in about in the middle of the 80 feet of the street frontage. This new parcel or this new the new lot design will have. Okay, here we're looking further north on Ferguson Spring Road. That's the railroad crossing off in the distance there. The applicant's lot is to the left, right there by the real estate sign. This is on the east side of Ferguson Spring Road. This is the railroad tracks as it runs across on the other side of the road from the applicant's property. And this is another shot of the property that's on the east side of the road. This is the house that's basically directly across the street from the southern lot. You can see from the right side, it's mostly, like I said, mostly farm land out there, fairly flat. And here we are, we're basically in front of the southern lot, looking due south down Ferguson Spring Road. Again, this is relates to the lot not having 240 feet of street frontage, only having 80. And then the other variance is the city has a requirement where the lot cannot be more than 4 times its width deep. So if the lot's 400 feet wide, it cannot be more than 1,600 feet deep. And you see from the plat that was provided, it's significantly deeper than that. So and I believe the applicant is here to answer any questions. And I'm free to take any questions you may have.
Brian, were there any calls on this?
I did not receive any calls on this application. There's not really that many property owners out there. Most of the lots are very big because they're in agricultural use. So there's the list of adjoining property owners is not significant, and no, I did not receive any calls.
I don't have any questions.
No question.
No questions.
None here either.
Mr. Schlicht, do you want to add anything to this?
No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm here for questions if you need me.
Okay, is there anybody here that wishes to speak in favor of this application? Anybody that wishes to speak in opposition to it? Okay, so let's close the public part of the hearing and bring it up here. Anybody have any comments? I know it seems reasonable to me, and it doesn't look like the city objects to any of these 6 criteria.
Are we ready for a vote?
Does this somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I would recommend that we approve case number 20-999-09 as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. So I'll call for the vote. Call the roll call, just to say yes or no. Aaron Crosley,
Yes.
Jack Blayman,
Yes.
John Davies,
Brian, you want
Yes.
to do your,
yes, and
Yes.
and Roy Brown, me, I vote yes as well. So case number, just had it here. Whatever the case number is, it's been approved.
I think it was 09.
Sorry, I got so many layers going on my computer now. Let's see here. Well,
20999-09.
very good. It's been approved. Thank you. Okay, next case.
Your next case is 2099910, an accessory building from applicant Craig Monks. He's requesting a variance to the interior side yard setback. And so Craig Monks intends to build a 600 square foot accessory building on a recently constructed concrete pad located 15 feet from the existing residence and 5 feet from the interior side yard property line. However, the Unified Development Ordinance requires the accessory buildings in RA zone districts setback at least 35 feet from the property line. Excuse me. At the time the pad was poured, city staff incorrectly conveyed information that the lot's required interior side yard setback was 5 feet. It was not until a building permit for the building was applied for that zoning was made aware of the placement of the building would be too close to the property line. Due to staff's error, we became the applicant and waived the associated fee. In short, we're requesting a variance to permit the proposed accessory building to approach 30 feet into the 35-foot setback. And we will go through this. You can see on the map here, it's on Bill Johnson Road, which is sort of that cutoff that between 7 Highway and Bunshoe. Just to the northwest of the intersection of those roads. As you can see, it's again an RA area with a state-sized lot, sort of similar to the first case that we reviewed. The aerial photo here shows that sort of rural residential and neighborhood pattern that lines Bill Johnson Road there. This shows sort of the edge of the house in context of where the side yard is, in context to the neighbor that's to the north. You can see that house there, and the fence line way in the back, which is actually on the side. The perspective makes it look like the back. Behind those trees. And this just is another view of the side yard of that home. And this is the neighbor that's located to the south, adjacent. This is the roadway going up from the neighbor to the south to the applicant's home. This is a catty corner to the southwest, neighboring property. And then this view is looking down toward Bundschuh. Down Bill Johnson. Let's see. So, in staff's opinion, all 6 items were met by both, all 6 items were met by the applicant's application for this variance request. So I'm ready to take any questions you may have.
I have no questions.
Were there any calls from neighbors?
I didn't receive any calls. To my office.
I don't have any questions. We're going to let the applicant speak.
All I have to say is that where the pad's poured, it's 15 feet.
State your name first.
Okay, my name's Craig Monks. And where the pad was poured, it is 15 feet from the property line. I don't know if that helps any. So it's not like right up on the fence or nothing.
Okay, does your sketch show 5 feet? I mean, does that change the variance request? You said
no, just originally when I got the information, it had to be 5 feet or more away from the side yard, my neighbor's property line. Well, so when I did my pad, I didn't want it that close to their property line anyway, so it's 15 feet from their property line.
So we need to adjust that and say the encroachment. Let's see, 20 feet, not 30 feet.
So that variance request is changed from 30 feet to 20 feet.
Yeah, 20 feet encroachment.
Correct.
Into the 35 foot.
Okay. Anybody have questions of the applicant?
I have none.
I have none.
I have none. Is there anyone here on this call that wants to speak in favor of this application? Does anybody wish to speak in opposition to this application? Hearing none, we'll close the public meeting. I'm going to take my gavel. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, ask my colleagues up here, anybody have any comments? It seems to me like this is very reasonable, especially now since the 5 feet bothered me a little bit, but now that we're 15 feet away, I'm even more comfortable.
Are we ready for a motion?
Yeah, I believe so. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve case number 20-999-10 as presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded for approval. Any more discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Give me a yes or no. Aaron Crosley,
Yes.
Jack. I'm gonna say that we are this motion is based on the encroachment changing from 30 feet to 20 feet. To make that clear.
Yes.
Okay, Aaron Crosley,
Yes.
Jack Lehman,
Yes.
John Davies,
Yes.
and I, Roy Brown, also vote yes. So case number 20-999-10 has been approved as amended. So is there any more business? Brian?
Just the minutes.
We have to approve the minutes.
Yes.
Would you explain, we need to approve the amendment and then vote again?
No, the minutes. The minutes.
The minutes from the last meeting.
Oh, the minutes, of course. I wasn't here.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of the last meeting to say yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any opposition? Okay, the minutes stand approved. Any other business, Brian?
Nope.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Okay,
holidays.
so, okay, thank you, everyone. We'll just adjourn the meeting now.
Thank you, Roy.
Nice
Thank you.
holiday.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry
Happy
Christmas to you.
Thank you, Roy.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Bye.